But now that I'm home, baby, now that I'm home, we got some franchise to play, which again, EA's rosters right now are not perfect. There's all kinds of fracking nonsense. If you missed the start of this, again, it's up on the YouTube side of things with episode 0 as we deemed it. But like I said, I wanted to use the Blue Jackets just as a way to be like, all right, what's kind of a feel-good team to win with right now as we learn about, you know, the odds and ends that this mode has to offer this year, essentially, right? So we didn't get too far into this. We really didn't have too much to set up aside from the rosters. But yeah, right now it's like, look, you know, again, if I were to sit here and be like, oh, the ratings for this, the attributes for this, player types, positions, the salary, like, dude, we'd be here all day and I'd never actually play. So I'm going to try to just actually play the mode, which is a terrible idea, but I'm going to try. All right. I'm going to try, and we're going to see what we can do with the Blue Jackets here, which, again, for kind of a feel-good team to win with, they're probably at the top of the list right now. Not that I'm trying to, and again, you would have noticed, like, the thumbnail, it's not like it's like, oh, for Johnny Gaudreau or anything like that. Like, I'm not trying to freaking clickbait it or anything like that. It's just, you know, had that not happened, it still would have been like, yeah, the Blue Jackets kind of a feel-good team to win a cup with because that fan base has had nothing. It's that meme. A smile would be nice. There's nothing to smile about in my life. That's Columbus Blue Jackets fans. Before any like serious real world event and tragedies happen, just in general, things have not gone well for this organization for a very, very long time. But again, these will be Buffalo fans. They can keep suffering. It'll be fine. This is a hell of a defense to start off with, though. It's hilarious to me that David Yarosek is an 84 overall still, but whatever will benefit from it. And as has been pointed out, again, salaries get flipped around. I don't want to sit here and double check every single team that might end up having their salaries reworked because things are fucked up with the Ace rosters. Like, we're just going to deal with it. If someone's making a little bit more than they should, it is what it is. But we were going to send down pretty much all the depth forwards that we had because the vast majority of them are just not ready for prime time at all. Caden Lindstrom included. He had a very rough preseason. So let's get Boone Jenner, Sean Monahan back up here. And we will send Caden Lindstrom back to junior. And that leaves us with 10, 11, 12. We need one more dude. Fix Molansky or Gambrell? I guess Dylan Gambrell. I mean, Fix Molansky's 25. He might get a little bit better. A little bit. We'll hope. Let's see what these lines are going to be this year. Let's see. What is the best version of this team that we can put together? What is it? Especially, too, if we try to keep people in their best spot or by the line. Thought you sent down JVR by accident. The opposite, my good man. The opposite. All right, so Chinnikov is heading down to the third line. And JVR should probably also go down to the third line. Honestly, maybe JVR should stay in the top 6. That is bleak. Not that JVR didn't have a good season with the Bruins last year, but that is, oof. This is not the craziest starting team we have ever had. That is for sure. But that is, that's looking okay. I mean, we do probably want to take advantage of double quick draw with Monahan and Jenner, but at the same time, screw it. Screw it. I don't think we got to worry about it. Boy, this is a team. We are in full Ottawa Senators territory. We're a team. I think I am going to have to drop JVR down to that third line. Can't wait for this team to sim 45 wins, you know? That might happen. So we got Monahan better on the draws. I think this is about the best we can do. That is, that's a hockey team right there. Third line center, Justin Danforth. I'm here for it. Defensively, it scratches Stanley Cup champion Jack Johnson. Honestly, that might just have to be what happens here. Unfortunately. Shout out to Rob on the 70. The 70. Alerts still aren't working for some reason, and I apologize for that. But shout out to Rob for the 70. I feel like I do have to play Eric Goodbranson over Jack Johnson. I feel like I have to. Just because Goodbranson has such a boat anchor of a contract. Good Lord, doesn't he? Jack Johnson, first line center. You know, I could ask him if he wants to change to a center. That is possible. Oh, boy. Does nobody have good chemistry with Zach Werenski? Oh, boy. All right. Well, Provorov, Severson, Werenski, Yarosek, Harrison, Goodbranson. Oh, boy. I can't say I have a lot of optimism surrounding this team. I can't say that I do. What is the AHL going to look like? Sawchenko and Jet Greaves got for a goalie the promise of being a starter in their contract, and they get injured. They immediately request a trade because they're technically not starting. That's awesome. I'm not even being sarcastic. That's hilarious. Duly noted. Oh, that's still in where I can't just scroll down to another goalie. That's not great. Nolan Lalonde. Let's get you in as a backup here. Relocate immediately to QC. Again. Let's relive the past, baby. Asco's 22. Cole Clayton? Do we have anybody else that we'd want in the lineup? Tim Burney's 24. Bergvik Holm. Yeah, we should be okay. It should be okay. Not that the defense is particularly strong, but we should be okay. And then as far as forwards are concerned, Cam Butler, Justin Pearson's 26. We could take him out. There's no way your name's pronounced Rasavi. There's no way. Chat the ambient. What's going on? Relocate to Arizona now. Again, we have relocation off for this. Owen Sillinger. Can I take you out for anybody? Jordan DeMay definitely needs to play. Boston Bruins legend Curtis Hall. Oh my God, I hate that issue. Max McHugh, why not get you in there? We'll do what we typically do. Sort out by potentials. There's going to be quite a few medium bottom 6 players, I would imagine. I didn't even notice Stefan Meto. What's going on, fella? Valley. It was Valley or Valley. I don't remember. I can't see. Honestly, the freaking dark text on dark mode is... I'm already blind as it is. What's happened? Was that... Okay, it was low 6 for Fix Wolanski. I was going to say, what the hell did Del Bell Blues do to you? Be a low 6. I guess we'll take out Matto for Curtis Hall. They have Johnny Gaudreau in the game on the Blue Jackets. He is not in the game. Like, technically, I think he was in with the launch rosters, but... All right. Let's see. So we got one medium 9. Anybody else a medium 9? Hunter McCown, Malatesta. All right, that should be fine. This is a team. Of all the teams I have ever seen, this is one of them. Oh, boy. Let's go with this combination here. That works. What sport does this team play? I don't even know if they know. At least we have Jordan DeMay, though, who can hopefully tear up the AHL with Cleveland, but, oof. That sure is a team. I can't wait to see how they do. I don't think it's going to be... Oh, shit, we did have a game day that day. I was looking at Colorado. Well, we lost our season opener. There you go. I wanted, because we have only talked to one player thus far and set up one goal for the season, and that was with Adam Fantilli. And that was for him to score 30 goals, if I am not mistaken. Yes, indeed it was for him to get Schneip. He was on the top power play too, wasn't he? He was. Good. Finisher needs to be... Yes, game. I'm aware. Thank you. Leave me alone. Finisher needs to be Adam Fantilli for that top line. A squared. I mean, I haven't played a ton. I don't have any thoughts really on the gameplay so far. I do like a lot of the changes that they made for franchise, though. I do indeed. So let's see if we got that set up for Fantilli. We could try to set up a goal for Kent Johnson as well to improve him. Although, because we went past the preseason... shit. Because we went past the preseason, I can't set him up for a goal for the year. Okay, fair enough. Well, got nothing to talk to you about then, Ken. Got nothing to talk to you about. At least we have the one set up for Fantilli, but I did forget that I wanted to do that. We'll see how certain people sim. Can you make players into a different type? Yes. Yes, you can. You can indeed, which is why, like, Kent Johnson listed as a playmaker. With that attribute spread, I mean, yeah, it's tough to necessarily disagree with. Yeah. Playmaker, sniper. He's definitely not going to be a two-way. So he's fine. Again, Fantilli, we already had as a power forward. Marchenko at 24. Listed as a sniper, that's fine, too. I mean, honestly, he could even be made like a two-way. He's just kind of there. He's super well-rounded. Boone Jenner. Listed as a two-way, and yeah, that's not really going to change. Sean Monahan as a two-way, sure. He is well-rounded. Chinnikov as a sniper, he has like no shooting accuracy whatsoever. Jesus. I mean, honestly, for a lot of these guys, it's probably fine for now. Voronkov at least has the physicality to be a power forward. But I think the issue is a lot of the guys that we have are just kind of mid. You know, shout out to Moose on the primer, by the way. Again, our alerts are still mostly broken, which is kind of annoying. But we'll do what we can do, right? I think right now the best thing we can do is just sim and see what happens. I haven't even set up scouts, at least not yet. But we missed out on a chance to set up some goals for the season, but that's not a huge deal. So, Ambient, I mean, I kind of have already. Shout out to Skelp for the 5 as well. You guys have been way too kind tonight. Thank you for that. What'd you miss me or something? Only gone for a few days. Let's sim a little bit. Let's sim a little bit. Do not be surprised if we are massive sellers at the trade deadline. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Now, one thing I am aware of is apparently post-trade deadline, the sim speed ends up dying kind of fast. MCL sprain for Zach Werenski. Somebody in chat just made a joke about, hey, how long do you think Zach Werenski is going to stay healthy for? And I'm going to blame you for that. Roster must be compliant. Why are we not? Oh, a goalie got hurt. Oh, good. Elvis got hurt too. That's wonderful. Okay, we're off. We're off and running. Immediately losing our best defenseman and our starting goalie. That is awesome. Okay. Extra attacker. I don't know, Fantilli and Monahan, I guess. How can we be sellers when there's nothing to sell? Now that's just rude. You're right, but it's rude. Call up Jet or not. I want him to actually be the starter, Endo. That's why I'm leaving him in the AHL. We need him playing those minutes. Trey Fix will answer. Okay. So I know, I'm pretty sure Tactics has still gone with the idea of immediately turning off injuries. And I can kind of understand why. Good Lord, man. Jesus. WrestleCast, you're not wrong. Wow. 3 injured defensemen already. Right. Whew. Well, this is why I said this is kind of our test run to see how things are operating at the start of the year. And, yeah. Yeah, in terms of injuries and everything, good Lord. Now, technically, we are through October at this point in time. But, still, that is an ungodly amount of injuries. And no, I haven't adjusted the sliders or anything yet. And again, there's a reason for that. We got to test certain things out to see how they're working this year. And injuries appear to be pretty damn similar. Good Lord. 2 MCL sprains, a bruised hip, and an upper body injury. Why does Erica Branson get upper body injury? That's awesome. Everybody else, though, it's like, nah, we'll be specific. We'll throw them under the bus. Everybody else, though, it's, just whatever. But still. Whew. That is incredible. Hey, the intro song that I started to use and it didn't stick with. But there we go. Also, we just lost 7-0 to the New York Islanders. So that's pretty good. His entire upper body's injured. You know, it could be. We get Fix-Wolansky back in the AHL. We're just going to be going best lines for a while. Sean Monahan fractures his jaw. Shout out to Knucklehead on the 67 months. Wow. The amount of injuries so far, if you don't touch anything, it's crazy. Whew. Okay. Still, yep. Okay. It's probably still going to be worth playing with injuries either off or with the sliders down. Brad Hunt is on waivers. I got to look. Man, Brad Hunt's 36. Jesus. I got to look for younger players if we're claiming anybody. Boone Jenner's out with a sore shoulder. My God. Knucklehead, I mean, everybody on this team is falling apart, but aside from that, I'm doing great. Sheesh. This team's just money laundering. Austin Strand. Former Seattle Thunderbird. I gotta look for someone with a bit higher of a ceiling if we claim anybody. Snipe, what's up, by the way? What's up? Speaking of issues with the game, I know Snipe's been trying to dangle past a hell of a lot of weird things with roster editing so far. Bunny. If I had any issues with the Xbox, so the home menu opens 1 second after the buttons pressed, games don't load when you open them. The caption. Yes, but if I'm thinking of what you're describing, dashboard, make sure your most recent game is closed and then reopen it. I understand what issue you're trying to describe. Non-stop notifications, hell yeah, brother. That's what this game's about. Eric Gustafsson. Yeah, we will not be claiming you. Of course, Lou Lamoriello brought in someone almost as old as him. Okay, we finally got Zach Werenski back from injury. Thank God. Merzlikins has been back, by the way, which is nice. We'll send down Tim Burney. We'll send down Sawchenko. Surprise, surprise, we didn't lose either injury. Getting in the hut this year, I haven't played in about 6 or 7 years. Figured I'd give it a shot. Best wishes. That's my only response. Best wishes. Sid, what's up, man? How goes it? All right, Boone Jenner's healthy. Okay, Jesus Christ. Okay, yep. I think I've seen enough injury wise. See, man, this guy's 26 already too, huh? We'll decline that. I mean, at least no like head scratchers are getting put on waivers thus far. It is fringe players thus far. But we are at December 1st. People have noticed that, hilariously enough, the team is actually in a halfway decent spot. We are currently in one of the wild card spots, wild card 1, despite an ungodly amount of injuries. We are 8-1-1 in our last 10. Elvis Merzlikins is playing like a Vezina candidate through 12 games. Okay. What I need to check, though... Whoops, not that one. What I need to check are league-wide numbers. In terms of durability, like, how many of our players have played the full season so far? Maybe not even league-wide. We have had... I don't know what caused it to be an issue. Bunny, I have no idea. Yeah. Okay. I mean... It's maybe not the most unrealistic thing to see. Maybe. We've had 4 out of 6 defensemen play the full year. Werenski has been limited to 9 games. Jesus. But I get an Eric Oben trying to play through Club Ishel. No idea. Have not messed around with Ishel yet, so I do not know. Maybe the game just hates you. Have you tried buying packs? That might fix it. That might. You never know. God, we are getting good goaltending, though. Problem with injuries isn't that... yeah, I mean, exactly. It's not that they're too much. It's just very tedious to edit the rosters. Yeah, Fantilli... Setting him to try to score 30 goals isn't going to happen. Yeah, he only has 49 shots, which is 5th highest on the team. But... yeah, I mean, it's not going to happen. When JVR is leading our team in shots on goal, that just kind of shows that Fantilli, despite being a power forward, isn't going to be set up very well in terms of scoring goals. So he's not going to hit that goal, which is okay. I mean, it is what it is. It was the only one that we set, though. So really, there's not much to do right now, aside from... Actually, I mentioned... checking around the league. Let's do that really quickly. I want to see if other teams are having as serious of injury issues as we are. So Anaheim has had all but 1 defenseman play the full season. Boston, 4 out of 6. Buffalo's had every... not every team is being affected by injuries in the same way. I actually don't hate how this is shaping up. But yeah, it is still just very tedious to switch things around consistently in terms of the lines. But yeah, I mean, it's not the most unrealistic thing in the world, I do suppose. But yeah, we'll see if we want to continue to mess around with the menu that much. Another thing that was asked about was, if I can remember where the activity feed is, were how many trades were happening. And the answer is none, at least recently. It's because teams have been having to call up players due to injury and then sending them back down through waivers that you are seeing the amount of people on waivers that you've seen. But, all right. We'll go through another month. I mean, I said I wanted to kind of tear things down with this team a little bit. But we might just have to go with the flow of them being half decent. Because we are doing well at 16-9-1. Best lines in the AHL. That's fine. Sean Monahan's injured or out, also known as for the next month, almost. Is there anything that shows you if a player is willing to join your team via trade? No, but essentially, essentially what you can look at, or the way that you can view it, and hello, Chilson, is, like if you go to a trade screen and magically somebody isn't there, then you kind of know that they're not going to want to come to your team. Let's look at Sid, for example. Now, does Sid show up regardless? He does. Okay. Penguins in general are a good example. Chilson haven't moved anybody yet. I can't speak. This is the jet lag. That's right. Sid has the full no movement clause. I wanted to look at Kevin Hayes. Tradable team list, Blue Jackets. Okay. Yeah, honestly, then I'm not sure. Like Thomas Chabot. Aha. Yeah, nope. Even with Chabot, I thought we found one, but we're still there. Or Tom Zub. Yes, I don't know if players just won't appear. Because every single player I've checked so far, with the exception of Matt Barzal, so nothing will pop up saying that player doesn't want to be here, except you cannot hit the A button on said player. That is the way to know. See at the bottom, add asset or select. When I go to Barzal, doesn't show up. So that is your way of knowing. And it is honestly the same thing with Pelech, Horvat, Pulock, Brock Nelson we could add. Pajot we can't. So that is your way of knowing, is if it just outright will not let you select that particular player to trade for. And I believe right now there is no way. And then there's... Yeah, you're right. I guess there's the arrow then too. So there you go. Right now I'm pretty sure there is no way to be able to be like, hey, you want to waive that? Because essentially you could view it as, no, they don't, So, shout out to Stubbs, by the way, for the 16 months. Shout out to Stubbs. Proving that players want to play in Columbus, except Matt Barzal. So again, you are able to negotiate with players, or at least try to negotiate with players on your own team to waive their clauses, but you cannot do the same. For other people, unfortunately. How the hell is this team still winning a decent amount of games? I don't get it. Dude, Zach Werenski cannot stay healthy. Game of the year. So accurate. Ooh, Bolduc. How old's Sam Bolduc at this point? God, he's 24, eh? Like, we could try to be a bit of a reclamation project. He's got 1 year left on his deal. Honestly, we'll claim Sam Bolduc. I mean, he's bounced around a little bit already. Did you lock the lines at all? I have not. Any idea when this could be up on YouTube? Hopefully tomorrow morning. I wanted to try to stay ahead of the game as best I can. How is Bolduc a medium 4? Because the guy that does the rosters needs help. Not mentally, but needs help because clearly the job is not able to properly be tackled with the amount of people that they have working on the game, whether it be 1, 2, 3, or whatever. All right. So NHL-wise, sweet Jesus. So many people. I'm going to have to try to send Sam Bolduc through waivers myself, which we'll try. And he cleared. Okay. We were the only team that were really interested in him then. Good to know. Good to know. And NHL forward-wise, we should still be fine. So there is that. The old Bolduc. as he is known. I think we're just going to have to go best lines again. Jack Johnson and then Olivier out of the lineup, which is a bit unfortunate. Which is a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, I don't think we want to do that. Let's get Dylan Gambrell out of there. We need the toughness. I don't even know what the hell his fighting tendency is set to this year. There's a lot of stuff like that, guys, that I haven't looked at yet. There's a lot that I haven't looked at yet in that regard because I just don't want to know. I don't want to know what's particularly screwed up and what isn't at this stage. Did they finally fix claiming off waivers? Describe finally fix. Describe finally fixed. Strategy-wise, claiming what autoplays the player in the AHL. Yes, they did in fact fix that. Thankfully. Thankfully. There's a lot of the little things like that again, they're improving the mode. Still not this fucking home run of a franchise mode, right? But it is getting better every single year. I think to deny that is kind of foolish. If someone still wants to say it's not as good as it should be or could be, I understand. But compared to like Ultimate Team, legitimately, compared to Ultimate Team, for example, you look at franchise and Hut 5 years ago to what they look like now, franchise has gotten a hell of a lot more love. And I appreciate that, thankfully. Trade deadline's still the same. So, one of the reasons the roster suck, just like Madden NHL roster, because they don't want to hurt players' feelings with the ratings. Could be. Josh Brown. Jesus, he has a 3-year deal. Ed Money, spending the money. Taker, what's up, by the way? We are not going to claim Josh Brown. We're good. Thank you. So, January 1st of 2025... and the Columbus Blue Jackets, I believe, are still in a playoff spot. No, we are not. We are out on tiebreaker. The Caps have a game at hand and the same amount of points. Honestly, good. Maybe I'm a bad person, but you doing your roster review video on this trip would have been so funny. Oh, Steven, you mean like recording my roster review while I was in Seattle? That would have been pretty funny. That would have been pretty funny. Shout out to Deeds, 65 months. Appreciate you. Again, alerts are broken tonight. I don't know what the hell's going on, but thank you. All right. Well, the trade deadline this year is when? March 8th. So we still have a long way to go before we potentially throw it down. Have I met the person/people that do the rosters? All but one of them, and the one that I haven't met is the one that I'd really like to meet. Wow, still no, Blake Wheeler got signed, but still no trades. When was the last time you were out in California? I have never been to California in my life. Never once. Let's actually take a look here at some of our stats. You talk to Fantilli at this point in the season, see how it's going. You know what, Deeds? That was exactly what I was going to do. 100% on purpose that you haven't met him. You turn off trading? I did not. It is on. Yeah, so Fantilli, his goal for the season was 30 goals. He has 8. And you call yourself a liberal. I don't. I call myself a progressive. Thank you. What would I mention to the EA roster creator? I'd ask him if he really wants some help. I'd love to help him. God, how does this team have the record that does when our leading scorer has 28 points? Like, has Merzlikins just really turned it around that drastically? Again, like, Werenski's been limited to 23 games, and he hasn't exactly been on fire when he's been playing. And then goaltending wise, yeah, I mean, it literally is just that Elvis has a 919 save percentage. Huh. There's no way this is sustainable. There's no way. Jesus, McKinnon, 60 points in 38 games. Again, if I'm not mistaken, we're on medium scoring, high shooting. I know if you put the scoring on high, it goes fucking crazy this year. Sam Reinhart's still putting up points, not quite goals, but fair enough. Yeah, scoring is much higher this year. And then one of the things that they did not mention is they have changed some of the attribute weights this year, which is going to be really nice from a roster editing perspective. A playmaker, it's kind of similar. It's not quite 1-to-1, but it is similar to what we had back in like NHL 13, where a playmaker does not need super high defensive awareness to have a high overall. It'll be like, oh, okay, whatever, it's fine. I am going to check to see what's going on with Connor. Yeah, notable by his absence. Buffalo's new captain of 43. I mean, a couple defensemen at a point a game, so I wouldn't necessarily want to change too much there. And then Jeremy Swayman, the winningest goaltender. What'd they sign him to? If only. If only. First impressions. Genuinely, I haven't played enough. I haven't played enough to know. Do I think there are a lot of improvements? Yes. But have I played enough to definitively say, like, oh my God, such a huge improvement? Not quite. Connor is only 4 points above. That contract looks fair. Right, Nuge? That's what I'm saying. If only. Imagine, though, Jeremy Swayman being under contract to the Boston Bruins. Anyway. Yeah. Connor's not doing particularly great. Leon has to be hurt. Right? Yeah, Draisaitl's only played 13 games this year. 15 points in 13. So they have definitely had some injury trouble. So there's that. Again, only the first season, though. We'll see what everything looks like at the end of this. Shout out to Tiebreaker. The 1 year in total. Let's see if we can talk to Fantilli. I can only talk to him about his on-ice play. Not his goal. So play style. Really nothing to talk about then. Really nothing to talk about. Middle of the season, that's pretty much what the conversation's going to be about. Gets announced tomorrow. The Swayman signs Boston. 8 years, $12.5 million. Honestly, I'd take it. Just sign him to a goddamn contract, please. Game plan. All right, nothing too crazy to talk about with our coach right now either. So let's keep going. I do want to see if we are going to be tearing down this team, or at least getting rid of some bits and pieces, if possible. Let's see how this next month goes. Simone Benoit on waivers for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Good defenseman, but maybe a smidge underrated by the game. I mean, he does at least have the physicality. He's okay. But, I'm going to say no to that. Werenski's healthy again. He's Delta Center in the game. I don't remember if it's generic right now or not, to be honest. Pictures, streamer logos. Was that just something fun for you guys? Considering team builder. So what that was, and for anybody who doesn't know what he is referring to in chat, give me a minute here to see if I can find an example. I think Tactics put one up. He did. Okay. So at the whole EA Community Day thing that took place in Seattle, essentially they had, and actually let me double check. You guys could see that, right? Yes, you could. Okay, good. I only say that because sometimes if I screen record, it switches to my other monitor, which is a pain in the ass. So basically, you had the ability if you wanted to. I didn't partake in this. I don't think Deke did either. We were doing some of the other stuff that they had available to do. But essentially, you got to kind of take part in an editor. Whether or not this is going to be anything used in the game, we weren't told. I doubt it. Is this evidence of team builder coming up? I don't know. I doubt it. The primary reason why I doubt it is because I genuinely don't think they want to invest in a team builder for NHL with the amount of policing they'd have to do with the community. Because let's be honest, this community, in a lot of ways, sucks and is immature as hell and cannot be trusted. All you have to do, as evidenced, or as evidence to that people cannot be trusted, is go through this tab right here. Now, I know there's 200 some odd responses. Scroll down to the bottom and see what some people add this to the game. Get them to add this. I don't think they necessarily want to go through the policing that they'd have to trust that. I don't think they would. I don't think they would. So, yeah. But again, I don't know if they plan on doing anything like that or if it was just like, hey, we just want people to be able to add, like their virtual, like their team to be like, hey, this is what it would look like. I don't know if they're actually going to use it. Shout out to Taboo for the 9 months, by the way. Welcome back. But yeah, it's the same thing. Like a lot of people know, like they had the face scanning stuff there. Which, by the way, I don't think I remembered to make the picture public. So this is a debut for you all here as a thank you. Endo has seen this picture. But they had the face scanning technology in Seattle, right? To be like, hey, sit there and get your face scanned into the game, right? They had that. Whether or not, there were two different versions, one that was more in-depth and one that wasn't. In terms of whether or not those faces get used, we have no idea, right? Why do you handle an iPhone like someone's dad? Because I'm an old fucking man. Whether or not that stuff gets used, I have no idea, right? Hopefully it does. Hopefully it does. But I do know for a fact that people had their faces scanned in like 2018, 2017, and EA never used them. So that's another one of those examples of like, will anything come of that? Probably not. Would it be funny as hell to have me in the game as a coach? Yes, it would. And I'll tell you why. Because who would not want this face as a head coach in the game? Who wouldn't? Come on. Let me tell you why my fucking face looks like that. The motherfuckers did not tell me how fucking bright the light was going to be that flashed in your fucking eyes, dude. Oh my God. I swear to God, I thought I couldn't see for a second. I couldn't. Mr. Deekslayer, good to see you, by the way. How are you, honey? Shout out to Dad Gamer for the raid, by the way. Dad, welcome in. That's an emote. That's what Endo said, too. Dude, seriously, I could not see shit for about 5 seconds. And that's the exact frame that I got the picture of because I couldn't see shit. Dad, how'd the stream go? Hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing well. Seeing that stare down the bench would be funny. I'm hoping. Again, I think that's what all of us are hoping for, right? Is either, man, make us coaches, make us fans in the stands, do something, right? Make me a referee. Make me a referee. The Blue Jackets are falling back down to earth here a little bit, aren't they? Aren't they? Never mind, we're in a playoff spot still. Oh my God. Justin, what's going on? It's quite the sweater collection behind you. I have about another 55 to 60 more to my left, including the now legendary that people have seen, the freaking sellout jersey extraordinaire, the old NHL 25 jersey that we all got when we went there. Unfortunately, it was for NHL 25 and not 24, like Deke said, because I've graduated to Tugi 25, which is a damn shame. A damn shame. I mean, in reality, if we were going off of age, it'd be Tugi 30 at this point, and that just does not have the same ring to it. I seriously have no idea what the hell we're going to do with this team. Because if they can make the playoffs, then screw it. We might just go for it. I'd expect you as a coach win. Oh, Man, if I could be in the game wearing a Belichick hoodie, oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. All right, I don't have a particular game plan for the upcoming team. Best and worst teams in the league at the moment. Good question. Let's look. They should have just put everyone's number on the jersey. I'm surprised they didn't. I'm surprised they weren't. In fairness, they didn't tell us ahead of time that they were doing that. But I think it would have been cool for a lot of people to be like, yeah, hey, you know. Then again, how many NHL 25s, Tactics HD 69 jerseys would there have been, you know? I don't know why I keep using Cole as an example, but just because, I don't know, it's funny. It is funny to me. So if we look at the standings, and granted, we didn't have to do it from this menu, but old habits die hard. You get the Leafs, Bruins, and Habs as the top three in the Atlantic right now. Red Wings still in striking distance. The Buffalo Sabres are atrocious. Guess the year in which I'm talking about. In the Central, you got St. Louis and Dallas, both in wild card spots. Chicago's bad. Utah is horrendous. Horrendous, I tell you. And for the Metro, of course, we are there. The Philadelphia Flyers are also horrendous. Fair enough. Like I said, I am doing my damnedest to not get overly concerned about the rosters or anything like that right now. We know the rosters are less than ideal, so let's just leave it at that and try to enjoy it for what it is. Utah Hockey Club, I'm out of touch with the NHL. Indeed. The relocated Arizona/Phoenix Coyotes, depending on the last time you paid attention. But yeah, this will be their first year in Utah. Hence the hockey club. They haven't announced what their name is going to be yet. Do you want to take a look at league scoring here really quickly, too? We're not going to quite make it to the deadline in as timely of a manner as I wanted. It's still McKinnon leading the way, 76 and 50. There. Okay, so McDavid is getting better, 61 and 50. Having Draisaitl back, take a bit of a target off of him, has done well for him. So, will I start roster editing by the end of the week? No. Again, as always, I end up waiting for one of their first big roster updates that fixes the CHL primarily. Macklin, 31 points, Michkov, 27. Am I a fool to think that both these guys will have higher point totals by this time in the real life season? I honestly, I think they could. Michkov's done so well in the preseason. Oh, man. Flyers fans have a legitimate superstar on their hands. It's crazy. It's crazy. You should do Utah and move them back to Arizona. I'm going to leave that to Deke. Although I think at this point, Deke is... He's done a good job of just being like, I'm over it, you know, being like, all right, whatever, Utah, nope, back to being a Red Wings fan full time. And to be honest, I'd probably handle things the same way too. It's like, nope, just, dude, Zach Werenski cannot stay healthy. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Sir. How many goddamn injuries? Can I trade him? Is that how I'm going to start this off? By trading Zach Werenski? The guy can't stay healthy at all. This is nuts. Have you done much in the trade deadline? I don't know if you know the glitch in 24 where you click attention. I haven't, but I'll keep an eye on that. He's got the no movement. I can ask him to waive it. Colton White is on waivers. AHL level defenseman, we have about 16 of those. So, Werenski's healthy again. And Matejchuk's finally healthy down in the AHL. Cole Clayton gets injured. Oh my goodness, this is nuts. Okay, Brogan Rafferty. Whew. Rogan, buddy, like, dude, I'm holding on by a fringe here. You eventually just got to give it up, don't you? God damn. Okay. Fix-Wolanski's healthy. We are 2 weeks away from the deadline. I have no idea what I'm going to do for this first-year deadline. As Mr. Mike Hardman, which is just such a great hockey name, is on waivers, but he's not very good. He's not very good. To be fair, this is the Blue Jackets experience on an annual basis. Oh, boy, we are falling towards 500 here. We are falling down the rankings. Samuel Fogamo is on waivers. Honestly, as a reclamation project, sure. Sure, we'll claim him. I mean, he's 24. He's probably not going to improve by that much, but I'm okay with it. We are a week out from the trade deadline. Now at 28, 27, and 4, we should actually stay over here. Still getting used to where to put the webcam for this new screen. Let's see. Merzlikin still has a decent save percentage, but we are now 5 points out of a playoff spot. And it probably is for the best to explore moving certain people. I just want to talk to Mr. Werenski really quickly. We're at the halfway mark, ready to hear your thoughts. Clause option. Oh, boy. Shout out to Hulk, 38 months. How was the Space Needle? Hi. I don't know. According to Deke and other people that continually checked in on me that night, which thank you to them, by the way, especially Deke. I appreciate you immensely. I did okay given the circumstances. But if you were to ask them, like, actually, like, man, how'd he do? They'd probably be like, dude, he was terrible. So, oh boy. Let's chat about the clause, waive the clause. You know, I'm going to end the conversation with Zach for the moment. How many games have you actually missed out on this season? Is the question. Because he has had an immense amount of injuries. Now, Kent Johnson's done really well this year overall-wise. Fantilli's not going to hit those 30 goals, though. No shot. Werenski, he's only missed 17 games, actually. It's just been a crazy amount of injuries overall. Full no movement clause for 2 years after this. Overall morale is happy at the moment, but not by much. Okay. See, I don't know if we necessarily have to get rid of him. We got some interesting options ahead of us before this deadline.